Welcome to the free beginner rehab program. In today's video, we're going to be looking at the hips, more specifically hip internal and external rotation. Now, these two particular movements are essentially where the hip rotates in and the hip rotates out. Nothing too complicated. So let's go through some exercises as to why you do them, how you can modify them, and general kind of performance tips. So today we're going to start with a yoga mat. I'm going to have you cross your front leg in front and your back leg behind. This is called a hip shin box, right? So my starting position is going to be front leg crossed, back leg behind. For some people, this might be a bit too much. So to make this easier, you can lean off to the side, right? So if I lean here, this is usually a little easier to get into this particular position. For the exercise, we're going to do what's called a transfer. So a hip shin box transfer. We're going to start with the front leg rolling to my side, so to the opposite side, and this leg is going to roll to the opposite side as well. To make this easier, I can use my hands, so I can start here. I take my hips, and I rotate to the opposite position. So I'm starting with my left leg down on the inside of the ground, and my right leg is the outside of the leg on the ground. And I'm going to switch back and forth, right? Here is upright as you can tolerate. Back to here. To make this a little bit harder, I can now take my hands off the ground, right, and try to transfer in this upright position. If that's too much for you, if you can't perform the full transfer, what you can do is just start off in this position and try and just hold this. For some people, this is a stretch, right? For some people, this feels like it's a hard position to get into, so you can just kind of hold this upright position. You can attempt to the transfer. You can try to just rock the legs back and forth and try and go through range of motion, and then help yourself out, switch to the opposite side. Really, the main goal is to try and get rotation of the hips, as well as to try and keep that torso or your trunk as upright as you can. This is a bit of a tough one, so if you need to, you can also put pillows or something soft underneath the knees to kind of offload that pressure. Now, as I mentioned before, this is part of a larger video series for my free rehab program. If you have any questions about that particular exercise, please post them down below in the comments. My goal is, if you have the question, someone else probably has a question. So ideally, I'd like to create sort of a frequently asked questions section down in the bottom of the comments there. Be sure to check out the rest of the videos within this series. They will be linked down below as well as in the title card. And if you'd like to download the free beginner rehab program, that link is there as well. So be sure to check that out and let me know if you have any questions.